Welfare Jazz is the newest LP by post-punk outfit Viagra Boys. This album introduces some very different sounds combining the post-punkish music with jazz elements. It is a very creative and stylistically bold record at times, but most of the time it does fall flat on its face and does not deliver on the sound that I wish it would have at all. There are only a few tracks on here that I think really exuberate the sound I think they were going for, and those tracks on here are definitely standout moments. The rest are just face falls and disappointing. Ain't Nice is the first track on this LP. It fully encompasses what I believe they were going for with the Welfare Jazz title. It has some very disgusting, which is good, sounding basses, some very clean but dirty feeling low grade drum beats. At times there are saxophones and trumpets on this song that just go wild, and it sounds really fun and great at times. The vocals on here, the vocals are very rough cut, and they go great with the mix on this song. This whole song is just wild and fun. The next, I guess, interlude on this LP, which you're going to notice this is a common theme, is called Coldplay. It is about 30 to 40 seconds long, and it is just a saxophone being played through a shitty sounding mic in what sounds like a bathroom with the amount of echo. Don't know what it adds other than it's a saxophone on an album that is trying to be jazzy, so good on them. Doesn't add much. Track 3 is entitled Toad. Don't really like the lyrics on here, and you'll notice that's a common theme as well, as some of the lyrics on here are just pretentious, ridiculous, and downright dumb at times. The beat on here is pretty basic. It doesn't change much throughout the song, and the vocal delivery on here starts off a bit smoother than Ain't Nice, but it changes a bit to a bit more rougher cut later on. The thing about the rough cut vocals on this track is it doesn't really play off as well as it does on Ain't Nice. The instruments seem to be much more in tune and just much more finer on this track, and the rough cut vocals don't sound right over the instrumentation on here, because the instrumentation on here sounds, I guess, mature and not welfare sounding. Yeah, I don't think the vocals really performed the way they should on this track. If he would have just kept it smooth and clean cut through the rest of it, it would have paid off more. Next is This Old Dog, another interlude. It's just a man telling a story about his old dog. That's it. Not much to it. Next song, and yes, this is an actual song, is entitled Into the Sun. Like this song, it is more of a ballady feeling song. The vocals on here are a bit more rougher cut. The beat is definitely not as in your face as Ain't Nice is, sadly. I wish it was. But it does play off of the feel of the song quite well, with the song being more of a story-driven thing, and the vocals are something you need to focus on. Like I said before, I don't like the rougher cut vocals on a beat that sounds less dramatic, because listening to the rough vocals solely without anything else backing it kind of do sound like shit, just a little bit. It gets to the point where, oh, it's cool and it sounds really, really well and fitting if the instrumentation behind it sounds like shit as well and is just going wild. But on here, it just doesn't belong yet again. Next is Creatures. Strangely, I find the song very pretentious and annoying. I don't know why. It starts off as feeling very synth poppy on an album called Welfare Jazz. Why? I don't get the stylistic choice of this song whatsoever. I don't like the lyrics on it, really. The beat on it, it stays the same. Not much progression. That is one of this album's biggest sin, is not much change in the instrumentation or beat behind what is going on. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I really just don't like this track. Six Shooter is next. Remember how I just said that instrumentation on the last song doesn't progress and it feels samey? Yeah, this is a whole track of that. The whole thing is just an instrumental. It's an instrumental that lasts about 3.5 to 4 minutes of the same damn thing. They hardly add anything to it at all. And when they do, it is at the end of the song. You're listening to the same thing for 3.5 minutes. Gets a little old. Hardly anything changes or is added on. The beat and the progression, it's the same for 3 minutes. Why? I don't know. Does it add anything to the album? No, it just drags it down even more. Interlude 8 is a fucking interlude. Next. Secret Canine Agent is next. I would call this an interlude, but it is, I'm gonna consider it a song. It's got lyrics to it, and there's actually a beat and instrumentation behind it. It's just not somebody talking. I like the bass on this album. The bass playing is great. Whenever it is there, man, it sounds good. It sounds so disgusting and amazing. I like the beat behind this song quite a bit. At some point, there are these weird, glitchy, like, synth type things, and yeah, I'm there for it. It sounds pretty cool. The lyrics on here, they're weird. They're wacky. I wouldn't really understand why this song is on here as well. But, you know, it is better than another interlude. At least it has a little bit of substance. I Feel Alive is next. This song is a very piano-driven type song. The vocals on it are very rough cut yet again, and it is on top of a piano. The piano sounds very like honky-tonky-ish. It's a fun song, and the vocals, yeah, they're still pretty rough, but I understand it a bit more on here with the fun piano in the background. It just makes a bit more sense than some of the other songs. I like this one. It's all right. I understand this one being on here. Does it have the feeling of welfare jazz? No, I don't think so, but most of this album doesn't anyway. So at this point, I'm just not really even considering it being here because at this point, I've lost all hope for that thought. Girls and Boys is next. I love the drum beat on here. The drum beat's fun. More fun synth on here. The lyrics are pretentious. I don't like them. All I gotta say about this song, I don't like the lyrics. The drum beat's fun. I like the synths in the background. The bass is great again. And the dirty, distorted guitar, which I don't think I mentioned yet, I like it as well. It is featured less than the bass playing on here, which I really do enjoy. I don't feel like I hear bass enough in music. I'm glad that it is that prominent on this album, and the guitars are there, but they are much more laid back than the bass playing, and I do enjoy that quite a bit. To the Country is the next song, and it is my second favorite. This is a ballad-y type song with a piano driving it in the background. I really like this song. It is really fun. It doesn't fit the theme of what I think the album was trying to go for with the album title, but I do like this song regardless of it not feeling like it fits the overall theme that they were trying to go for. It's just a fun song, and I do truly enjoy this one more than 90% of the rest of this LP. On the song, the vocal delivery is also much more different. It is not rough, but it is fairly clean, and the delivery is very clean. And the lead singer, props to him on this song. His voice sounds very matured, and it sounds really good, and it goes well with the ballady type theme and storytelling on the song. I really like the vocal deliveries on it. Okay, get ready for a rant. Track 13, In Spite of Ourselves. Yeah, I fucking hate this one. The lyrics, they're fucking rough, dude. They're not good. They are as cringy and ridiculous as they get. I'm going to read some of them off. If you've made it this far, do not click off yet. Although, I can understand your pain if you want to, because these are genuinely terrible. Alright, here we go. She looks down her nose at the money. She gets it on like the Easter Bunny. Yeah, okay, fucking stupid. Next. He ain't been laid on the month of Sunday. I caught him once sniffing my undies. Yeah, what the fuck. Next. She thinks all my jokes are corny. Convict movies make her horny. Alright, yeah, I'm done reading these. you can look at the rest yourself. Jesus Christ, how was this conceived? These are awful. Also on this track is the weirdest vocal deliveries yet. They're trying to make this into what feels like a country type song. There's also a female singer on here who does not sound that great. Lead singer on here, the male lead singer, oh my god, yeah, sounds atrocious. This song doesn't fit the theme of the album at all. Apart from the atrocious lyrics, the lack of instrumentation on here, which the lack of instrumentation really puts forward hearing the god-awful shit lyrics that you're going to hear on here. Yeah, the vocal deliveries, and there it seems like there is some type of vocal filter on the singers that hasn't been present in the rest of this album on this one song. It's a stylistic choice for this song, of course, sure. Does it fit? God, no. This album is extremely inconsistent, and I feel like the theme that they were trying to go for was only met in a few songs. With that being said, the few songs on here that I did enjoy are pretty good. Granted, one of the songs I did enjoy on here didn't fit the theme of the album whatsoever. I just personally enjoyed it more than most of the other throwaways, interludes, or the last song, which I'm not going to touch on again because I'm tired of it. Yeah, most of this album I don't understand. It goes from opening great to having an interlude, literally the second track, and then a song with pretty good instrumentation. And after that, just more interludes, a synth pop song for whatever fucking reason, more interludes, an instrumental that progresses nothing and is not interesting whatsoever. And then it moves on to one of my favorite tracks on here, and then it has the worst shit lyrically that has come out of 2021 so far. I'm giving Welfare Jazz by Viagra Boys a 3 out of 10. I think 3 out of 10 is a fairly generous score. I like the concept they were going for. It's very innovative and creative, blending jazz and post-punk together. That is a very, very, very risky move to partake in. Did they execute it or hardly contribute to the idea at all in this whole record? Hell no, hardly at all. No, they really didn't. I like the instrumentation on several of the tracks. I like the weird glitchy noises on there. I love the bass. I love the drums. The instrumentation's great. The vocal deliveries are pretty good occasionally. The rough cut vocal delivery on the first track is my favorite. I love the darker tones and delivery of To the Country. I love the feel of that entire song. That's about it. Don't like a lot of this album, but the concept is very creative. If you have listened to this, which if you haven't, I definitely don't recommend it, but if you have listened to this LP, what do you think of it? Leave what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. That's all I got for today. See ya.